Romana Didulo. I don't know if you guys know this person. She's a cult leader. She's a leader of a cult called the Queen of Canada. It's been a while since I've talked about her. She was arrested. Charges against Romana Didulo include intimidation of a justice participant. Let's read this article and then we'll talk a little bit more about who she is and what she's done. The self-proclaimed Queen of Canada cult leader arrived, cuffed and shackled as she made her first appearance at Swift Current Provincial Court on Friday. As Romana Didulo, 50, stepped out of the police van, she delivered a simple message to a small crowd of supporters and media. "Remember, innocent until proven guilty," she said as she entered the building at about 10:30 a.m. This is apparently, I guess this is a video of her being brought out. She's wearing a suit. Interesting. She's been brought to like the courthouse, I guess. Wow, she's very short. Or that guy is very, very tall. I can't tell which. Certainly there are like a billion supporters like all over the place, right? I guess I wish they'd turn the camera around. The cult leader she's a QAnoner. I don't know if I mentioned. She leads a QAnon cult, a unique QAnon cult. The cult leader was one of the 16 people who were arrested by the RCMP, or the Canadian Police, after a raid at a compound in Richmond, Saskatchewan on Wednesday. Yeah, they have a full-blown compound as far as I'm aware. I think they're staying in a school, last I heard, an abandoned school. I'm not sure if they're still there or what. All 16 people were initially released without charges, but police quickly rearrested Didulo, who calls herself the Queen of Canada, and Ricky Mans, who owns the compound in the village located 365 kilometers west of Regina. Didulo and Mans have both been charged with failure to comply with an undertaking and intimidation of a justice participant. The failure to comply charge is because the pair were not supposed to contact each other. RCMP said the intimidation charge is related to an investigation in Richmond in July. Information discussed during Didulo's appearance Friday indicates that the charge is related to intimidating 4 people, including a police officer. Oh my God. Didulo repeatedly told Judge Alan Jacobson that she did not consent to her arrest, that she wanted a hearing under natural law. Oh my God. And that her case should be dismissed. Oh, it's so stupid. Let's talk about who this person is. Romana Didulo is the leader of a QAnon cult that believes that she is the Queen of Canada, appointed by Donald Trump. Now, I've been covering her since her earliest days, and they've done some pretty flamboyant, like, incredible, crazy things before. Here's a shortened version of her announcement. She was basically the leader of a group, or of a political campaign, or a political whatever. She was running for office in Canada. And when she lost, she claimed that she was appointed as the Queen of Canada by the White Hat military, and she's in communication with Donald Trump and a whole bunch of other stuff. When Russia invaded Ukraine, she claimed that she had been appointed by the White Hat military to be the mediator between Ukraine and Russia, and a bunch of other insane, nonsensical trash. And she has a Telegram channel, which is where that's kind of her platform or whatever. And it's got, last I checked, somewhere around 70,000 subbies on it. But these people are very, very active. Like, meet up with her. They took over a school recently. One of the people in the cult owns this abandoned school, and he let her move in with her cult. Thousands, at least hundreds of people all move into this school in this neighborhood, I believe in Richmond, Saskatchewan, and start terrorizing this town. Start trying to, they're going to the city council meetings and, you know, causing all kinds of problems and everything. Full-blown religious cult, Heaven's Gate style. So listen to her announcing in 2021 that she is the Queen of Canada.
Hello, Canada. I'm Romana Didulo. I'm the founder and leader of Canada First. As of February this year, 2021,
Canada First is the name of the political party.
I am the head of state and commander-in-chief of Canada, the Republic. In case you're wondering who appointed me as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the Republic of Canada, the people who appointed me are the White Hats and the U.S. military, together with the global allied troops and their governments, the same group of people who have helped President Trump The same group of people who have seized the assets of the Vatican Church. The same group of people who have seized the assets of the fake royal family of the UK, installed by the central bankers 200 plus years ago. The same group of people who have seized the assets of the 13 family bloodlines.
This is all QAnon stuff, and also QAnon is a rebranded Nazi death cult. What she's referring to here is basically Nazi conspiracy theories about Jews. The 13 bloodlines, the Rothschilds, and all of that. This is all lies about Jews, basically.
The same group of people who have seized the assets of most, if not all, royal families of Europe. And I would like to send a very special thanks and greetings to our digital soldiers on Telegram. Now, I would like to address the vaccinations and injections happening across the Republic.
Dude, I'm telling you, COVID broke some people's brains for real. Like, her mind is just shot, bro.
As far back as late February, early March of this year, right immediately I took my oath as the head of state and commander-in-chief. I declared Canada a vaccine-free nation, which means all of the vaccines and injections happening across the Republic is unlawful, criminal, and is crime against humanity. Know this, inside the Republic, the penalty for crimes against humanity, treason, economic sabotage, and bioterrorism is death.
So she's saying that this is a decree from her. She has a bunch of decrees like this on her website here. These are her royal decrees, numbers 1 through 250. And it's stuff like, Her Majesty, I am Queen Romana. She calls herself I am Queen, like, you know, like God. I tell them that my name is I am or whatever. I am Queen Romana, head of state and commander-in-chief, head of government, queen and president. In the Kingdom of Canada, urgent royal decree, declaration and proclamation of the new national capital city of the Kingdom of Canada to the attention of the Kingdom of Canada's armed forces, the Kingdom of Canada's special forces and allied special forces, the Kingdom of Canada's space force. She thinks that Canada has a space force. We the people of the Kingdom of Canada, Bureau of National Treasury of the Kingdom of Canada, so on and so forth. So what's a proclamation? Like, she didn't even give us a proclamation? What is it, multi-page? She just lists a bunch of stuff? I don't understand. I don't understand. Am I missing something? Oh, I am missing something. Here we go. Oh, I have the Telegram link. Wait, the user isn't found. Oh, shoot. Where's Queen of Canada? Her Royal Majesty, Queen Romana Didulo the First. Deutsch. Oh my God, there's a German one. I can't find the right one, but she has, like, at one point she had like 70,000 subbies, so it's somewhere in there. Anyway, the point is that she makes these royal decrees and stuff all the time. Here's one. I just wanted an example. Transport infrastructure and highways, trade and commerce, permanent ban on electric vehicles forthwith. She banned electric vehicles. So that's who we're dealing with. That kind of person. Now you know. Keep listening here.
You will be tried for crimes against humanity.
For giving people vaccinations, basically.
Under Nuremberg Code. And if that is not enough, as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the Republic of Canada, I will convene a military tribunal.
Okay, well, where is it? Let's see it.
And charge you with crime against humanity, treason, bioterrorism, and economic sabotage.
She's going to charge people with economic sabotage, okay?
All of which carry, as I've already mentioned, death penalty. So I urge you to consider very, very carefully your options. Because should time come when the head of state and commander-in-chief of the Republic of Canada, and that is I, must sign your execution papers for these crimes against the Republic, I will do so.
She's violent too. She's willing to do all kinds of psychotic, really messed up stuff. She has gone as far as to tell people on her Telegram it's time with a picture of a gun. But nobody ever actually takes that additional step to do something psychotic. They intimidate people. They walk into stores and they follow people around to scare them, to make them leave. You know, it's just insane. Heaven's Gate level insane. I mean, let's go all the way down the rabbit hole. Why not, right? Here's a video of her trying to get an interview with Fox News as the Queen of Canada. This is February 2022, by the way.
What's happening here? Oh yeah, got it.
So this building has like purple lights in it, and she's pointing to it to try to tell the cameraman to capture that, claiming that those purple lights are turned on in deference to her, claiming that all of these government agencies recognize her as some special, unique whatever. She believes she's a space alien, by the way, a space alien born into the body of a Canadian, which is particularly amusing because she's not even Canadian, she's Filipino. She claims to be native-born Canadian, like a native Canadian, like, God, I don't know how else, like an Indian, you know, but except Canadian Indian or whatever, like a Native American, I guess, yeah, Native American, just Native North American. Anyway, she claims to be a Native North American. She's not. She's Filipino. That's the point.
Very quiet. This is where they were, right here. There they are. Queen, Your Majesty.
They literally call her Your Majesty and Queen. Vomit to kingdom come.
Your Majesty to the left.
Right here.
Indigenous, thank you. I couldn't think of the name. Damn it. I was trying to think of a term that would clarify what I was talking about. It could not for the life of me figure out what it... Yes, Indigenous. She claims to be Indigenous to Canada, like one of the earliest people to settle Canada or to live in Canada, but no, she's not.
By the way, guys, check out my new shop, owenmorgan.com/shop. I have a bunch of really cool designs on there.
Right here. Okay. Right here. Right here. There's the slate.
Right here. Right here.
There you
Are you
go.
guys Fox News? Yes? I'm Queen Romana of Canada. How are you?
How do I
Nice to meet you. Your Majesty.
Your Majesty.
How do I address you? Your Majesty. Oh my God, it's so painful. Oh my God.
I'm well. How are you?
I do apologize.
It's all right. It's all right. No need to apologize. Are you willing to do an interview
I
with
can't.
the Queen of Canada?
We're done for the day, but we have another crew that's replacing us right here,
Okay.
and they might use that stuff. How's that?
Definitely yes.
And they're Fox News. They're just my replacement. We're just wiped. We're tired. We haven't eaten, and we're cold, and we got to get back to the hotel.
All right. Provide me their contact information.
He's right there, Michael, and his reporter and producer are around somewhere, so they'll be here shortly.
Okay, so this guy, this cameraman basically just said, that's the guy, Michael, that you want to talk to, right? He pointed to this dude in frame and said, that's Michael, go talk to him. Remember that.
Hi there. Sorry to interrupt. Michael, I'm Queen Romana of Canada. How are you?
Please.
Pleased to meet you.
How did you know my name?
He says, pleased to meet you. How did you know my name?
But of course, I have my details.
I have my details. The dude just told her his name, and she's pretending that she researched him or some shit. This is insane.
Yes. So Michael, I came here specifically looking for...
Anyway, the point is, middle. He says, no, I'm not interviewing you, you nutbag. In kinder words than that. She has inspired violent action from her supporters, too. She ordered her people to basically arrest the police officers at some police precinct because she didn't like them. I don't even remember what it was all about. So this mass of supporters, like lots and lots of people show up, maybe 100 or more, show up to this police department to arrest them.
It's just going to be peaceful, okay? I truly believe in my heart all of you are here because you're tired of living this way, okay? So we are the people who are going to make a difference today. We're going to request the military come and remove the criminals that have helped orchestrate this crime against the people.
It was something about they were doing a vaccine drive or something for COVID, And she told them she was going to send the military to arrest these people, the police department, I mean, and she needed her supporters there to arrest the police officers ahead of time and hold them until the military arrives to take them to the brig or whatever the hell they think they're taking them to.
Okay. So again, if I could ask everybody just to be peaceful, I'll do the talking, and we'll wait for the military. Okay.
We'll wait for the military.
So if you all want to come in, we'll see how it goes here.
So basically, the police department sees what's happening and locks the doors. And I covered this forever ago. I don't want to go through the whole thing again right now, but they got word at the very last moment. And there's even a police vehicle out back that somebody got out of and sprinted in and locked the door behind them and left their vehicle running because they knew these people were here with like violence on the mind. And what's the complaint, I hear you asking? The complaint is that they did a vaccine thing and that these police officers were not arresting. I think it was something like the lead police officer at this department had his kid with him in public recently, and his kid was wearing red shoes. And they got in their heads that red shoes means this kid is being trafficked and taken advantage of. Not just that, like, some people wear red shoes. It's just a fucking shoe. But that there's some underlying conspiracy, and now they're here to arrest him because the whole department is corrupt and everything else.
So as you can see, the crowd has landed at the Peterborough police station. Frank is inside the vestibule. He's planning to arrest police and wait for the military. There's a few dozen folks around, and we'll see what happens next.
So do you know why they're not here? I think this is a pretty good indication of their position.
That they're scared shitless that there's a crowd outside that's about to do something psychotic? Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Frank. We could all start to call 911.
Yeah.
Genius. Flood the emergency line with fake calls. Good idea. Yes. On point. Who thought of that?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just punch the hell out of that guy and then they'll come.
No.
I'm joking. Yeah. But people like that are killing our kids, man.
Bro, why are they wearing 1776 shirts? They're from Canada. Why is their tagline, "We the People"? Why are they so obsessed with American history? Look at this shirt. For crimes against humanity, wanted Trudeau, Tam, and Hadju. I looked these people up at one point. I don't remember who they are, except Trudeau, of course, is the ex-prime minister. Anyway, so it kind of goes on like that for a while. The point is, she's been arrested. And I want to get back to the article. But there's one more thing before we get to the article that I want to show you guys, kind of contextualize what this is all about now. This video right here, this is the one I was looking for. Richmond. I believe that this, as far as I know, they're still living in this school here.
Tonight, a community is on edge after a far-right conspiracy theorist and her followers move in and make threats. We begin tonight near the Alberta border, northwest of Maple Creek, where an extremist cult leader and her followers have set up camp in a small Saskatchewan village. The group has called for public execution of elected officials and other people in the area. Laura Sharpaletti has this story.
What used to be a school is now home to a cult. Self-proclaimed Queen of Canada, Romana Didulo, is known as a far-right QAnon conspiracy theorist. Didulo and some of her followers call themselves the Kingdom of Canada. The group arrived in Richmond on September 15th. They've been staying at the former school, invited by the property owner. Locals say they're nervous about the cult's extreme belief and behavior and the potential impact on children there. On September 24th, the village held a protest outside the school, calling for the cult to leave. Then this week, Didulo's followers emailed a threatening letter to village administration, saying if it didn't follow the decrees of the Queen, they would face judgment.
The town that they set up in, Richmond, is very, very small, very low population. And if I remember correctly, I believe that they almost outnumber the townspeople. It's like 100-something people. And I think Didulo brought like 120-something people with her. Not good.
And if found guilty of crimes against humanity or treason, you will face publicly broadcast executions upon yourselves and undeserved devastation upon your children, grandchildren, and families. The mayor says residents are on edge.
People are just staying in their houses more, and their heads are on 360. They're swiveling, whatever. And that's what it should be. But it shouldn't be for the kids. Shouldn't be for families. It's just something that our small community in Richmond, our great community, should not have this.
An expert who studied Didulo and her followers says the threats should be taken seriously. So does the mayor.
We should not ignore it. We don't know what their intentions are. We don't know how seriously any one of her followers take it. And
completely seriously. 100% seriously. Absolutely. These are not safe people.
We do know that she is true believers.
What does happen if something does happen to a kid, and then everybody says, oh, maybe we should have did something, and that's too late then.
Premier Scott Moe says the Ministry of Justice is discussing the situation.
I most certainly will provide, I think, the community some advice and some options on how they can, ultimately protect the serenity of their community, and the government would support that.
We're monitoring very closely the commentaries, the activities of the group. To gauge, whether or not there's aspects of criminality with respect to their activities.
RCMP say they are increasing their presence in the village. They also say they're investigating the threats of public execution. Laura Sharpaletti, CBC News, Regina.
Just holy right? Holy. Sign up for my Patreon. I'd really appreciate that very much. It would mean so much to me. This is like a really precarious moment in history, in U.S. history, and for me personally, so it would mean a lot if you sign up for my Patreon. Check out cultarchive.org. I did a cult test, basically, where you can see if you're in a cult, and you can look at the historical tests of other groups that already went through this. Also, check out my merch. I have a whole bunch of really cool shirts and stuff. Really interesting. I would really appreciate that. So check this out. Self-proclaimed Queen of Canada facing charges allowing investigation in Saskatchewan. Apparently, she had weapons at that school. She was stockpiling weapons. The self-proclaimed Queen of Canada and one other face charges following an investigation in Richmond, Saskatchewan that saw 16 people taken into custody. Officers said they first executed a search warrant in the southwestern Saskatchewan community at a privately owned former school where Romana Didulo and her followers had taken up residence around 4:30 a.m. Wednesday after a report of an individual with a firearm. So the guy that was arrested with her owned the school and was allowing her to stay there. RCMP say officers arrested 16 people, including Didulo, and found 4 imitation handguns during a preliminary investigation. Further investigation led to the discovery and seizure of 13 imitation semi-automatic handguns, ammunition, as well as a large number of electronic handguns, according to an update from RCMP on Thursday. What's an imitation handgun? Let me see if I can find this out. It's a fake firearm designed to look like a real handgun, but isn't capable of firing live ammunition. Well, I'm not sure why they care about that then. Were they planning to, hold people up as a threat or something? Is that what it was? They had ammunition and semi-automatic. No, they had semi-automatic handguns that are apparently imitation, but they had ammunition. The 16 individuals were released from police custody, with 5 people subject to an undertaking. RCMP say a man and a woman were rearrested as the 2 breached a condition that they do not contact one another. That was Didulo and the owner of the school, I believe. In a Thursday evening update from RCMP, the identity of the woman was confirmed to be Didulo, 50, who now faces 1 count of failure to comply, for talking to the guy, with undertaking conditions, and 1 count of intimidation of a justice system participant. Ricky Mans, 61, is charged with 1 count of failure to comply with the release order condition, and he owns the school. 1 count of intimidation of a justice system participant, 1 count of failure to comply with undertaking condition. Didulo and Mans were arrested on Thursday near the decommissioned school that was subject to the search warrant. Both of the accused are scheduled to appear in Swift Current Provincial Court on Friday morning. RCMP say the investigation continues. Mans, the owner of the former school in Richmond, was previously charged with assault, resisting arrest, and uttering threats. Earlier this month, the village office closed its doors to the public, citing harassment and intimidation towards staff. Didulo rose to prominence in the wave of alt subcultures that emerged during the protests against COVID-19 pandemic. Prior to taking up residence in Richmond, her followers were forced out of Kamsack, Saskatchewan on September 13th, 2023. Richmond, Saskatchewan is located north of Maple Creek, near the Alberta border. Anyway, wow, dude, that's nuts. That is nuts. So she's rearrested. She's brought to the courthouse, and she says innocent until proven guilty. Is that even in Canadian law, or is that American law again, like U.S. law? Because Canadian law is not the same as American law. They do work differently. And they seem to have this weird obsession with, like, the United States, right? Officers said they first executed a search warrant in the southwestern Saskatchewan community at the privately owned former school, where Didulo and her followers had taken up residence around 4:30 a.m. As she was arraigned by Justice Alan Jacobson, Didulo referred to herself as Her Majesty the Queen Romana Didulo I. While the judge urged her multiple times to hire a lawyer, given her inexperience with the justice system, Didulo refused to do so and repeatedly objected to the charges made against her. Didulo also said she does not subject herself to the codes of statutory law and instead follows what she calls natural law. I consent only to represent myself under natural law, she said multiple times. That tells me that she's also a sovereign citizen. You'll be charged according to the criminal code, which is statutory, Justice Jacobson responded. You may say to me, Judge Jacobson, you are a bold-faced liar. I may disagree with what you're saying, but I understand what you're saying, he explained to Didulo. That is a difference. When you have the accusations against you, they're just accusations, and I presume you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay, there you go. Didulo will remain in custody until her bail hearing at Swift Current Provincial Court on Monday at 9:30 a.m. I request to be tried under natural law court only, Didulo told reporters outside the court after being taken back into custody. It was denied, and I did not give consent to statutory law. Okay, now here's Ricky Mans' little bit. Mans is charged with 1 count of failure to comply with a release order condition, 1 count of intimidation of a justice system participant, 1 count of failure to comply with undertaking condition. He's also facing 7 additional charges relating to previous incidents, including assaults, resisting arrest, mischief, uttering threats, and obstructing municipalities. The Crown also opposed Mans' release Friday. These allegations I'm being held on are not true, Mans told the court. I'm asking to be released on my own accord, and I'll come back to court. I promise. I bet you will, Ricky. Mans also used natural law language throughout his hearing. The Supreme Court of Canada is under natural law, he claimed. I am bound by the criminal code, as is any court of Canada, Judge Jacobson responded. In the minds of some people, there's a conflict with natural law. I don't think there is, but it always depends on what a person believes. Oh my God, dude, these people. Similarly to Didulo, Mans is scheduled to appear for a bail hearing Monday morning in Swift Current. However, he is seeking the assistance of legal aid. Okay, that's a wise decision. Both Didulo and Mans were also served non-contact orders for 5 people, including each other. Mans also had several other individuals, including 2 police officers, added to his court order. Earlier this month, the village office closed its doors to the public, citing harassment and intimidation towards staff. Didulo rose to prominence in the wave of subcultures, blah, 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 yeah. Wow, man. That's crazy. That is nuts. I feel so bad for the people of this town, for real. What are they supposed to do? That is really, really scary. Imagine a full-blown, right-wing, extremist, violent cult moving into your little community just down the street, into an abandoned school. I'm so curious about what it looks like inside of that compound. I wonder if I can like contact like a news agency and convince one of their investigative journalists to try to get in there and like go undercover or something. That would be fascinating. I mean, I can find lots of pictures of the outside, but God, they must have like each individual classroom must like be a bedroom, right? For people or something. And they probably decorate it their own way. I so want to know what it looks like on the inside. And they probably have like, you know, like plumbing and like electrical and all those facilities all set up and running and everything, right? Absolutely wild. Tell me what you think about it in the comments.